Hello everybody, I am live. Hello, and thank you for being here for our my replication class tonight. I'm really excited to help you guys get better at troubleshooting what's going on with your jamberries when your jams when you're trying to apply them. So I am here to help you. I had a checklist of everything that you needed. Oh my goodness, can you believe I started this video and my notes are like right over there. They're not in front of me. My notes are right there. I see them and I can't reach them. But my awesome husband just walked into the room. And can you hand me the other 2 pieces of paper too, please? Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Ooh, there, I got my notes now. And thank you. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is first I'm going to talk to you about a few things. I'm going to talk to you about some of the questions that have been coming up. And I'm going to, then I'm going to kind of flip the camera and put it down so you can see me applying the nail and the wrap on the jams. There we go. And applying the jams on my nail. So that way you can see what I'm doing while I'm talking. We'll see how it goes. This is my first time trying this, so I'm not sure. So first, what I wanted to talk to you is, number one, the question came up today, and it also came up in the past, is swimming pools. Now, when it comes to applying your jams, be aware that you do need to have time to let the glue set, because the key to a successful application is heat and pressure. So after you apply all that heat and pressure, your nails need some time. The glue just needs some time to set. So that means by giving the glue time to set, that would mean things like swimming, washing dishes, lotion, cuticle oil. Let me see, what else did I write down here? Even showering, things like hot, if you're using like washing the dishes, like soaking your hands in hot water again after you just applied all that heat and pressure to your nails, things like that will undo the glue before it's completely set and bonded to your nail. So just try to be aware of that when you, it doesn't come up too often for me because I usually put my jams on at night after my daughter goes to bed, because that's like the only time I really have to focus completely on me and what I'm doing. And like I said, I've said in the past, I love to watch TV while I'm doing my jamberries. So I will be watching MasterChef or The Voice and doing my nails, and my daughter's asleep, and I can just focus on me and what I'm doing. So I didn't really think about that, and as I was thinking about it, I'm like, well, if some people are doing this like first thing and starting their day, and then they go and wash a sink full of dishes, that's going to affect your application to a certain degree. So just try to give your nails some time to set before you start submerging them, putting lotion on them, cuticle oil, things like that. When it comes to cuticle oil, I have this kind of cuticle oil that Jamberry has, and Jamberry also has this. Here we go. This comes in this type of container too, where it's the little brush. And what this does, it's great for in between manicures. What I like to do is I like to give my nails time to breathe. So I will usually take my jams off and then give them about 24 hours to breathe. During that time, it's all cuticle oil, all up. Like, I just polish my nail with cuticle oil and all of the skin around my nail. And that keeps them nice and healthy. After your glue has set, like the next day, go ahead and put some cuticle oil right here. Right there. So it's not on your nail. Just do a dab right here and rub it into your cuticles and your skin, just like lotion. And that is how you do it. Apply cuticle oil while you're wearing your jams. So that way you don't overdo the oil, because oil is the glue's probably their #1 enemy. So just keep that in mind. Now, another question that keeps coming up is lifting I know that Kristen, you shared some pictures with them lifting right here, like right at the top. And Tiffany, you expressed the same concern, and there were some, Lori, yours were lifting too. Now lifting, I'm going to teach you the cold application tonight, which is very, very helpful. Well, the cold application with the Baggie, which is very, very helpful to prevent lifting, especially if you have curvy nails. I have a couple of my nails are curvy. I don't know if you can tell. It has like a curve here, and then from here to here, it's also curvy, and here to here. Some of my nails are curvy. And I noticed that when I'm applying them, I have to be very careful. Otherwise, I start getting wrinkles at the top. So what will happen is the Baggie will help it'll help smooth everything out. So I'm going to show you that. So, well, I just thought maybe I'll just get going. One thing usually when it comes to applying your jams, sometimes it's like one little step that's just not quite right, and that is what is causing everything not to work the way you want it to work. So I always say practice makes perfect. Practice, 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 and it will go. You'll get better as you go, and you'll get more familiar with your fingernail and how the jams work with your fingernail, and vice versa. But the number one thing to start with is nail prep. Before you start applying your jams, first make sure you wash your hands. Wash your hands really, really good, and then get some like Dawn dish soap or another type of dish soap that's really good at removing oil. And scrub your nails with that. And what that's going to do is that's going to help remove any oily buildup and residue that you have on your nails that you don't even think that is there. I have oily nail beds, so I have to be very careful with that. And so I'm always making sure I scrub my hands really, really good. Another thing to be aware of is your cuticles. Cuticles can be, you can have invisible cuticles. So we all know, like right here, sorry, my rubber cuticle pusher is chewed on, I'm sorry. So right here, here's your cuticle. Now on top of that, keeping that manicured is right here, you can have some invisible cuticle growing in, and you might see them sometimes. And so what you should do is make sure that you're sometimes, I guess I should say, what will happen is sometimes that can affect some puckering or lifting right around this area of your nail bed if you have some invisible cuticles, or if your wrap is too close and touching the skin of your cuticle. You don't want it to touch your skin. You want it to be just a little bit shorter of your cuticle and your skin. If your wrap is touching your skin, it will lift. There's no way around it. You need to have an airtight seal that goes all the way around the perimeter of your nail, not touching your skin and not attached to any cuticles. So now that we have that, one thing to help with your invisible cuticles, and you've seen them, they're called invisible cuticles, but they're there. You can see them. They're just like a little film almost on your nail. And the best way to do that is like after you take a hot shower or a bath, or maybe if you just want to soak your nails in some hot, sometimes if I didn't have time after I got out of the shower to just take a orange stick or even my own fingernail and just push it back, that helps. But if I don't have time for that, what I will do is just take like a hot bowl of like soapy water with dish soap in it, and I'll just soak my hands in the dish soap and let my cuticles get soft that way. And then you can use, oh, here we go. Sorry. You can use that, like here's the cuticle spoon, and you can just use this to push back your cuticle. And another thing you can do is, I'm a big fan of this. Sorry. Let's see, I'm a big fan of this. I love Jamberry's cuticle remover. I use this probably about twice a month, and sometimes more if I feel like it, if I'm lazy and I haven't been pushing my cuticles back. But basically I just put this all over my nail. I put it like all around I put it all around the base, like where my cuticle is, but I just let it go up here just in case there's anything like hang, especially like on my middle finger, my birdie finger here, especially you can see it. I have a really hard time with this finger. It seems like no matter what, there's always something hanging on. And so I use this on my whole nail, and you just let it sit there for a couple minutes, and then you can scrape it off. You can get some of these. I got this in my deluxe toolkit. It's $40. If you host a party, you can use a half off code and get it for $20, and it includes the glass nail file, which is awesome. So, but this is where I got this. You can get these also at any beauty supply store. It's stainless steel. So you use this after you've put on the cuticle remover and just push it back, and you might be amazed at how much junk or gunk and stuff that you have on your nail that you just didn't see. So those are ways to help properly prep your nails. So that way you're helping prepare the nail bed for the jam wrap. Also make sure you use, I don't have one, an alcohol wipe. Where did I put one? Here we go. 1 second. Haha! I just got these in my marketing. These are official Jamberry alcohol pads. These are only consultants can buy these. But you can also use like the Keurig. You can just use regular rubbing alcohol and paper towel. You can basically any type of alcohol, and what that's going to do is not only is it going to help disinfect your nail bed, it's also going to help remove any leftover oily residue. It's going to kind of dry them out and give you a nice surface to apply your jams on. It also, I wipe this down also after I buff. So here, I'll go ahead and buff. And what it also does is it helps, I gotta get a snag right here. It also helps remove the particles from your wraps or from your nails, so that way you don't have any particles left, and the wrap has a smooth surface to apply to. So there, so I have wiped it down. Now I'm going to let it dry. Another thing you can do is, instead of alcohol, if you have like excessively oil nail beds, maybe oilier than mine, or you just want to make sure you're getting everything off of your nail, is you can use acetone, pure acetone, and that will really, really, really dry out your nail bed and make it turn it kind of like chalky white. So that's something to keep in mind. So I just got my nail all prepared. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to apply the wrap. So we'll see how this goes. I picked Serene. Serene is part of the Going, Going, Gone. So if you like Serene, ooh, pretty, you should get it now while you can. Before the end of the month, or before it sells out. This year's Going, Going, Gone is a little different. They're actually, it's while supplies last. So if whatever stock deplenishes, it's gone. So if you like it, buy it, because it's going to be gone. Now I'm going to do is I'm going to match up my wrap to my finger. And I think this is the winner chicken dinner here. Let me look here. Just looking for a nice little clear. Now when you're picking out a wrap for your finger, the important thing to remember is that you want it to be on the skinny side. Because you want to avoid your wrap touching your skin. You want to make sure that it actually has like a little sliver on each side of your nail. So that way, no one else is going to see it, only you're going to see it, you're going to know it's there. So there's no reason to think anything if someone's looking that closely at your nails. Either they're pretty intimate with you, or they might have a hand obsession. So I really wouldn't worry about that. Don't worry, but please allow to have a little sliver of your nail showing on each side. My middle finger, the wrap fits perfectly, and that's probably my most problematic finger because of that. Because it fits so perfectly, and I've showed you before, this one here, it has like a little bit of cuticle. Oh, here we go. Cuticle showing still. I have a hard time getting all the cuticle off of my middle finger. And this one is already here we go. Is already starting to lift a little bit because of it. Because sometimes it just fits just perfectly, and all it takes is one little bubble and it starts to go. So just keep that in mind. When it has the snugger the fit, the more there might be more risk to it. But I'm going to teach you some tricks that will help you avoid those problems. So now I've got my wrap picked out. So what I'm going to do is, this is the lucky one here. What you're going to do is take, since this is a cold application, I haven't done this one. I don't do this one too often. When it comes to a cold application, number one, I would strongly suggest do not use sparkle wraps with a cold application. Sparkle wraps, in my experience, require the most amount of heat, period. So I tried a cold application with a sparkle wrap and it came off the next day. So I would recommend the cold application is best for glossy, metallic, and other types of finishes, not the sparkle finishes that have all the glitter in it. So now that I've got my wrap picked out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift it up a little bit with my tweezers. Let me show you here. I'm not so good at this. I usually do it a different way, but I'm trying to show you this way since I'm trying a different method. I thought I would challenge myself. So I got this. Let me get my scissors here. And hi, I see I have one viewer. I don't know who you are, but hi, thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. Okay, so now I've got my wrap kind of lifting here, and I'm just going to cut it in half. And now this is where I'm going to turn the camera. I hope it works. Let me know. I'm going to try to keep an eye on it, but I want you to see what I am doing on my nail rather than what I'm doing on my face, because let's face it, that's not why you're here. Oh, hello. I'm sorry, there was a little glitch there. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is, I got my wrap here. Actually, I'm going to kind of hold it. You can make sure if you touch your wrap, make sure whatever you're touching is not going to be on your nail. Because if it's anything you touch is not going to properly adhere to your nail. So that's why tweezers are really important and really helpful when you're applying your gems. So what I'm going to do now here is I'm going to flip the camera and show you how I'm going to put this cold application wrap on my finger. So give me a second, bear with me, I'm sorry. There's my seal. Press the button. All right, hi. So, can you see my beautiful hands here? All right, so I have my cold application wrap here. Okay, here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay this on my nail like this. This is challenging. Okay, I'm going to try to get it as close to my cuticle as I can. There we go. And I'm barely have it on there. It's just barely on there. So this way I can lift it up. Oh, sorry. This way I can lift it up, and I can reposition it if I need to. So it looks like I could use a little repositioning. So I'm going to lift it up and reposition it. I think that might be a little better. And then let's see. Take a closer look. It looks like I'm going to touch my skin. So I don't know if you can tell there. I'm going to touch my skin. Eek. So let me try one more time. See, it's cold. I can move it around. It's very malleable. All right, I think I finally got it this time. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cuticle pusher, because remember the key to a successful application are heat and pressure. So don't be afraid to push down on that nail. I'm going to go straight up the middle. Doop, doop, doop. Straight up the middle. Pushing it down. Now I'm going to go over to the side and push it down. And you really want to get those edges really nice and secure. Really, you really want to have an airtight grip because that's what's going to keep all the water out. That's what's going to keep this nice bond on your nail. With the glue, it'll combine with the heat. And I know somebody's just tuning in. I was asked earlier in the video, I did answer the questions about the swimming pools. So make sure, if that was you, make sure you go back and watch that. That was one of the first things I answered. Okay, so I have not used any heat at all. It's cold. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that baggie. Actually, wait, I'm sorry. Correct that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim it. Yeah, and I'm going to trim it just enough so that you can see where my fingernail is. Just enough that there's a little bit of excess, but not a lot. There we go. It doesn't have to be perfect, just enough. So I got it trimmed. Now what I'm going to do, get this out of the way, is I'm going to take this baggie, and I have a little, oh, I forgot to show you. I have a little rice bag. All this is one of my daughter's old socks. Got little Lammy from Doc McStuffins. I put some slow cook rice in it. Don't use minute rice. If you put minute rice in a microwave like this, it will turn into popcorn. I don't suggest that. And I have a non-metallic like hair tie around it just to make it like a little bean bag, basically. This is pretty hot. I had it, got it warmed up. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this baggie and I'm just going to wrap this baggie all around my nail like this. So that way it's nice and tight. And what this is going to do is this is going to give an even heating surface. And I'm just going to put the rice bag over my nail like this. And my rice bag probably could be hotter. It's been sitting here while I've been talking. I should have had it in a little thermal or something, like thermal thing. So I'm just going to let this warm up. And what it's doing is it's going to evenly distribute the heat. That's what the bag is allowing to do. It's evenly distributing the heat, and going to be giving you a good thing. Now, if you don't have a rice bag, you can also use your trusty mini heater, which I have here. I always have my mini heater. I love my mini heater. The rice bag works too, but it wasn't hot for me, so I think I needed to be hotter. So I got this all wrapped up, and I'm going to use my mini heater and warm it up. And that's also going to help the heat distribute evenly. Oh, I can feel it heating up now. Okay. My rice bag wasn't hot enough, but the rice bag works too. So you can use either way. The rice bag is really helpful with my daughter, who, are people who have like a lower tolerance to excessive heat. Like I said, my nails really require heat. So, I really need to, I use a lot of heat. Okay, so now I got it all nice and hot. Now I'm going to take it off. And now that I've done this, I'm going to flip you back over so we can look at each other again. So 1 second. Hi. Okay, thanks for bearing with me. So now, what you're going to see is my nail here. And you can see how whatever was at the edge is bent over, or not bent over, folded over onto my nail like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to file this off with a file. And when you file, you want to file downward only. Downward only. You don't want to go side to side, and you don't want to go up and down. You don't want to go up and down. Just downward only. And that's going to help keep the nail bonded to your skin. Now, I didn't let this cool long enough, probably. You might want to wait a little bit longer. I should have waited a little bit longer. Let it cool. So now I have the wrap on my skin, or on my nail here. Now, there is a little bubble over on the side. Let me see if you can see it. I do have a little boo-boo here. It's a little crease. That's easy to fix. What I'm going to do is I have my cuticle spoon here. I'm going to heat it up in front of my mini heater. And you can also, if you're daring, get an iron or your straightener, your hair straightener, and warm that up. And then you can just take this and you can put it directly on the straightening iron and warm it up and kind of just tap your nail with it. You don't want to hurt yourself. So look out, be careful. I'm not telling you to go burn yourself. Okay? If you're burning yourself, that's not what I want you to do. So I'm letting this get nice and warm. And it feels like it's taking a long time. And then I'm going to take the little spot and I'm just going to push it down like this. And the heat will help. Pardon me while I look at this a little closer. And boom. Wow, sure enough. Sometimes I surprise myself. Look, there it is gone. It is nice and smooth. Very good application. Now, I know some of you have mentioned the rough edges on your nails. When you're using a really coarse nail file, you're going to kind of get more of a rough edge. You can keep filing. Keep filing, and then I don't go side to side. I kind of like, if your nail is longer than your skin, I kind of cradle like my nail, like the file like under my nail, and just kind of do that. But really, I have to be honest, I find the most successful way to remove the rough edges is with a very fine nail. You can get a very fine emery board. They have different grates of texture. Get a fine emery board. A nail, like a metal nail file, will work too. I am in love with Jamberry's glass nail file. In fact, I'm so much in love with this glass nail file that if you are watching this video, it doesn't have to be live, it can be later, but if you are watching this video, I want you to comment with the safe word, and the safe word is going to be Batman. If you comment with Batman in the comments, I'm going to send you a free nail file, a free glass nail file. What? How awesome am I? Yeah, that's how much I want you to love your Jamberry applications. The glass nail file. If you put Batman in the comments of this video, I will like it and send you your own free Jamberry glass nail file. That is going to definitely be helpful to you for getting the smooth edges on your fingernail. So here I am getting my smooth edges on. So you're welcome. Please comment Batman and you'll get your nail file. And I'm excited because I think that's awesome. I would love to get a free nail file. So, okay. Now it's smoother. And then one thing you might want to do is just keep a little nail file. You know, at the dollar store, there's nail files. Keep a little one handy in your purse, on your keychain. Because sometimes in your day-to-day life, you're going to do something to your nails. You're going to scuff them. You're going to bump them. You're going to be peeling off a sticker. And when you're peeling off the sticker, you're going to notice part of your jam is going to lift. Don't fret. That's happened to me before. I have a 5 again. Okay, sorry. I have a 5-year-old daughter. I know that when you're peeling those stickers off whatever surface those stickers are stuck on that they shouldn't be, sometimes your nails are going to suffer from that. So if it does start to lift from something like that, push it down. Pressure. And you know what? Your finger's hot too. You weigh you're what, 98.6 degrees? Pressure. And your own body over and over and over. The motion, the movement, just if it's a little spot, just push it down again. Apply that pressure from yourself. The constant rubbing will kind of warm it up a little bit again. And if you have a nail file on you, just file whatever edges might have gotten frayed a little bit. And that will get you through your day until you can come home and do whatever you need to do, whether it's start over and get a new manicure or just spend more time on it. So I think, let me look at my notes. Hold that file down, motion. Okay, I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover tonight. Just please let me know if you have any questions. Please let me know in the comments. And here's the rice, little old sock with rice. and the little hair tie. Put it in the microwave for 45 seconds to a minute, and you can just apply your wraps that way too. And it's kind of cool because it just kind of forms around your finger. So it's giving you a nice shape, especially if you have curvy nails. That'll help too. So these are, I forgot to show you. I have my blow dryer too. I wanted to show you my blow dryer application, but maybe I'll save that for tomorrow night. Ooh. So that is the cold application, and that is on my index finger. We'll see how it goes. I'll show you what it's looking like tomorrow, okay? Ladies, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope it's helpful to you. Please, if I caused any confusion or if I said the wrong word, sometimes I watch back my videos and I was like, I didn't say lacquer remover. I just said lacquer, and I meant lacquer remover. So if I said something funny, please call me out on it. Say, Shiloh, what the heck are you talking about, girl? You're crazy. Because this is live and I don't have a script. I am just going off of my experience and all the knowledge in my head and my notes that are over to my left. So please don't hesitate to let me know if you have questions. I am here. I want you to have beautiful nails. I want to do everything I can to help you have beautiful nails. I am here for you. So don't hesitate to let me know. And I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I will see you tomorrow, and I'll give you a checklist for what you'll need for tomorrow's class too. Thanks, ladies. Good night.